Greetings, Culturians, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I have to save you some time. I saw a movie, so you don't have to, and I'm going to tell you, you don't want to. Disclosure Day may be not just laughable, but insulting to a lot of people who used to appreciate Steven Spielberg for the master storyteller that he was. That's no longer relevant here. It's not even part of the conversation. And people are trying to sell you something that's called a movie, but it's really not. It's half an idea that has really limited storytelling. There's a lot of empty space. It's boring at times, and lens flare is abused, and I'm going to talk about it. So, here we go. But before we get started, here's a real quick reminder. I am trying to get to 50K, and I can do that with your kind help. If you can share this particular video, if you hit the like button, if you make sure you're subscribed, if you do all those things and make some comments at the end, that would be truly appreciated. You can also guarantee to see more of my videos in your feed if once a week you make the concerted effort to watch one of my videos and then watch another one all the way through beginning to end, because that's what YouTube tells me. That's what makes the algorithm work. So with your kind indulgence, please do that, and we'll move on into the story. Now, look, this film is supposedly going to get a $65 million worldwide box office, and they're trying to compare this and the original Jurassic Park in the same sentence, because Jurassic Park came in at $47 million, and of course that was a huge number of years ago. It's not relevant. It's not something to consider, and it's certainly not something that they should be trying to sell this on. It's undeserving, and it's pretty awful. And when I say it's pretty awful, I mean it. 65 million worldwide is being charitable. I'm going to give you a score up front because there's no reason to hide it. This is not a good movie. There are many other critics out there that are going to tell you the same thing. This, if I'm being charitable, is a 3 out of 10. Maybe a 4 if I think about it for a day or two. But I really don't have a lot of positive to say. It was kind of in focus. The reason that I say kind of is because it abuses lens flares like J.J. Abrams. It's like Steven decided to get dumber when he made his films. And there are so many lens flares, it's actually, well, distracting. There are at least 7 to 9 in the first 2 acts alone, maybe more. And there are scenes where you have layered lens flares. Like, these are unnecessary and wouldn't even be in like a film that was made by somebody on their phone. These were added in things to try to add in mystery or some nuance or something to a screen where it was just so flat and so flat on the page, I imagine, for the actors, that ultimately you get to the end of the movie and you get nothing. Look, I'm going to say it this way. There might be mild spoilers here, and I'll probably put that in the description down below. In fact, they're not even going to be mild. There's nothing to spoil. This is not even as good as the Alien files that we got on X in the last year. I'm going to say it that way because this film disappoints at every threshold it possibly could. And it's a shame. First of all, because the actors in this film are phenomenal. They're very good. Of course, it centers on a female character, which seems to be the trope that Hollywood is really going to punish us with until they just lose all of the money. But anyway, the actors and actresses in this are fantastic, so it's not their fault. Even the soundtrack, or I should say the score, is good. But the special effects didn't really need to be so special. It's stuff I could do on my own editor at any point in time. And the aliens are tried and true, marched out already by Spielberg. I don't know what his fascination with aliens is, but it's not paying off for the audience. Now, there was half a story here. The problem is that they made 1.5 movies. So about a third of the movie made sense to make. And it's not all together, it's chopped up into bits. And when you get to the end, the disappointment is felt throughout the crowd. Everything was hype, disappointment. And I said that to the people around me, and nobody argued. There was a collective sigh at the end of the film at losing 2 hours and 24 minutes of their life to something like this that should have been better. You can't compare this to Jurassic Park because it wasn't anywhere close to good. Jurassic Park still holds up today, even with the special effects being, I don't know, 30 years old or more. And now we have another film to use as an example of things not to do. Thank you, Spielberg. You're going to give content creators a lot of work the next few days. And I'm sorry, but the idea that this thing is going to do 65 million worldwide and that's a good thing is a huge problem. I thought this was a funny story when I covered it a couple days ago on the 6 Minute Daily. I was like, that doesn't look good. That looks soft. In fact, I think that was the title of the 6 Minute Daily on Thursday. This doesn't just look soft, it is soft. It's like the soft turd that Amber Heard left behind for Johnny Depp. And it's not even as interesting. Regardless, I can't say enough negative about this film. I can say, as I said before, the score was excellent. The actors' performances were good. There were some wooden moments with Emily Blunt, but I'll forgive her because she does such a great job in the character, and maybe that's how she was instructed to play it. And the bad guy, pretty good bad guy till the end when he stops being the bad guy and just lets it happen. And by the way, more spoilers. They don't even disclose anything. I mean, they give you a whole bunch of files, kind of like on X, like we saw not that long ago, but that's it. There's a message that's passed to Emily Blunt right at the end of the film that you don't even get at all. The movie just ends, and that's it. It's unfulfilling storytelling, and there really wasn't a whole lot of hero's journey here. There was some hero moments and some hero moments, but the two guys that are at odds are, well, comrades in the end. They're pals. And nothing is satisfying about how this movie goes about doing its business. And I can't say enough negative on here to try to discourage you from going to see this, I think, than my limited time will allow. And in order not to beat this dead horse, let me just say this. Spielberg, your time is over. You handed the reins over to J.J. Abrams and his wife at a time when Hollywood needed better. We haven't had the reins change hands often enough in Hollywood since you guys did it back with Lucas, Coppola, and many of the other innovators. There's no innovation in Hollywood anymore, and you can't even throw that credit over to Cameron because he's disappointing people now. So what are we going to do? We're going to have to look to the new generation and to the YouTube creators out there for a future, at least if we want cinema to survive. And I certainly hope it does because I enjoy it. But if this is what you're going to do with half a story and with greater disappointment on the horizon with Odyssey, I really don't have the hope that I had just 2 weeks ago for cinema. I don't know what happened, but in 2 weeks, well, we got this. And we've got next week, I think we've got Supergirl. That's going to be a super dud as well. Anyway, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments section below. And if you liked this rant in particular, please do leave me some comments because, well, you got it all. I saw a movie, so you didn't have to. And this one, with a 1 out of 5 stars, a 3 out of 10 at best, I'm going to tell you, stay away and save your money. Save it for streaming. And even if you do that, you better have 2.5 hours to waste. Until next time, see ya.